Hey, Bucket Trasher. Oh, yeah, I'm back working on land in Texas, and I want to do a Transformers review. And since I'm Josh and I don't like to do things conventionally anyway, I'm going to review a figure that I don't even have in my possession at the time because it's at the house, and every time I try to film a review of it with it here in my hand, I geek out completely and just start fawning over the thing, and it turns into like a 45-minute review no matter how many times I try and condense it and just get it over with. I'm physically incapable of doing it. So anyway, this is a review of the Masterpiece Soundwave. Sorry, I got the Prime Shockwave in my room over here that I was checking out, and I got it on the brain right now. Anyway, back to Masterpiece Soundwave. Well, it's a great figure. I'm not a fan of the fact that they've started making the Masterpiece figures smaller and charging the same amount for them, because, hey, I guess really everything's getting more expensive, but still. Besides that, even at the smaller size that it is, it's great. I only got two problems with it. One is the instructions are kind of lacking. It's like some stuff was thrown in at the last minute, and they didn't tell the people making the instructions anything about them. Like, it comes with this little chunk of grayish silver plastic, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I mean, I look at it, and the only thing I could think of is it seems like at one point, I remember on a G1 episode, in his cassette mode, he had like an antenna that popped out and had that on it. Well, I looked and looked and looked, and I didn't see nothing like that. Well, it turns out it's supposed to be some sort of hand sensor. You fold the hand away, plug it in, and he's got, I don't know, I guess like a tricorder from Star Trek. They must have had that in one episode for like 5 seconds or something, so they decided to throw that in as a little bonus, because I really don't remember it. Maybe I'm just showing how little G1 I remember, but the figures really, I mean, for what they're charging for the thing, it has to be good, and it is. It's very poseable. It's got joints everywhere that you could possibly want a joint. Everything moves. These three fingers are fused. This one right here, you've got a joint mid finger, and you have the one back at the knuckle. That's the other complaint. The little fingertip falls off on mine a lot, because the joint back at the knuckle is very stout, and this joint is very not stout. So be careful if you're messing with them somewhere that there's carpet or anything at all that you could lose the fingertip in, because it's probably going to fall off at some point or another whenever you're trying to get him to hold either his own gun or the Megatron pistol that comes with it. Which isn't shown on the box. Nowhere on the box does it show that the Megatron pistol comes with it. So it's a nice little extra come with it. I'll probably end up having my 20th Prime Megatron pistol being held by, is it the MP10? Is the one that the new smaller Optimus? And then I'll give this Megatron pistol to Megatron, just so he can be like holding himself. No real reason to do that, just why not, you know? The figure, really, I was looking at it hard at Toys R Us, and they had it and what's the name of the green Seeker, like Acid Rain or Rainmakers is this little subgroup he belongs to. I guess it's Acid Storm or Acid Rain or something like that. Because I was looking at them both and I'm like, man, I want them, but it's a lot of money, and I've already got 2 Masterpiece Seekers, so I couldn't really justify another Seeker. And if I did, I probably would have just picked up Thundercracker. And I'd put both of them back on the shelf, and I was walking away, and then I thought to myself, man, how awesome would it look to have Soundwave up on the shelf with all of his little cassettes around him ready to just throw down. And I'm like, damn it, Josh, why did you think that? So I turned around, went back and picked him up, and he's at my house right now up on display with all of his little well, not all of them actually, because I've still got Buzzsaw in his chest in storage, just so he has a cassette showing through his chest. And because I never really cared for Buzzsaw, I've always thought that Laserbeak was more iconic. Oh, and that's another thing. On his forearms, they have some little clear tabs that you can peg Laserbeak or Buzzsaw, if you're so inclined, into his arm, and he'll stay perched there. And I mean, you can have him straight up in the air like this, but Laserbeak is still going to stay on his arm. It's very snug, and it's a nice touch, because the whole way home I was thinking, okay, how much trouble is Laserbeak going to be to balance there? Because that's where I wanted him, was on his wrist like he was reporting to him. And the wonderful people at Takara thought of that, and they included that. So that was a nice touch. But the whole figure is just full of nice touches. Like, I had my G1 Soundwave and this new Soundwave, just comparing them, and almost every little piece of molded in detail and stickers on the original has been carried over to the new one, to the Masterpiece figure. From the little power switch on the side to the volume knobs. The only difference is, I think on the knees of the G1 figure there was a sticker, and they were both, the details were symmetrical from side to side. Well, actually, they were identical side to side. On the Masterpiece, they're mirrored to where, I'm trying to think of what would be a good way of describing what it is. They're mirrored instead of just copied, which is good. I guess it kind of was curious why they made everything else picture perfect except that one thing. But he is, I think I've said it already, he's very poseable. You know, he can look up, look down. You know, there is no lack of articulation anywhere. The only thing that would have been nice, and really, I can't even think of any Transformers figure that has it, but if they would have like a joint in the wrist to like aim up and down, to where rather than just having the gun straight out, he could have it kind of cocked up. But like I said, I can't even think of a Transformer that has that poseability. I think I'm just getting spoiled by Gundams and their poseability. Of course, I guess really any Transformer with a ball jointed wrist would have that. But anyway, that's not important right now. The cassettes that came with him are great. When I first took them out of package, I was like, where's all the accessories? You know, where's Laserbeak's little jetpacks that go on his back? Where's Ravage's missiles that go on his hip? And they're molded, they're made into the cassettes. They're not little pieces that you can lose anymore. The only thing in the entire kit, the only things you could actually lose are Frenzy and Rumble's accessories, because they aren't integrated into the cassette. By that I mean their back backpack. They're the little wing pistols that they have on their backs usually, and their forearm jackhammers. That's the only things in the entire everything that aren't integrated into something. They're just kind of sitting off on their own whenever they're cassettes. But that's what I wanted to say also. Just the attention to detail, because it's a shame whenever you geek out whenever they do something special, because like on Laserbeak and by extension Buzzsaw, since they share a mold, in the top of their tiny little heads they have a panel that opens up, and they have the camera from the 1986 movie that he used to spy on the Autobots. He has that camera, and I can't remember if they said anything in the instructions because I got so disgusted with them that I just pretty much ignored them. But everything, it's full of nice little surprises. Everything is integrated well. Everything comes together. I was going to say that it was completely intuitive and that the transformation just makes sense. But one of my brothers came over and was playing with Soundwave, trying to transform into cassette mode, and I wish I would have taken a picture of it, what he ended up with, because it was like, man. But anyway, he was having fun with it, so it's cool. Anyway, long story short, and I'm almost at 12 minutes, which, imagine this, but me actually transforming and displaying stuff, and just think how long that would have went. So you're welcome for saving your time on that. I'll probably make a transformation video for it, but not right now since I'm in Texas. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, if you have the choice between buying like a pile of Prime figures, which they are growing on me. The first wave didn't do much at all. Some of the new Prime transforming figures I'm really enjoying. But if I could only buy one Transformer this year, it would probably be Soundwave, because it is just that good that, as much as I like the Beast Hunters Optimus, and I like the Generations Ultra Magnus, and I like, oh my god, the new Springer and the Blitzwing. I would trade them all away to get this figure. It is that good. So if you can afford it, I really do not think that you will be disappointed by this figure. If you are, please tell me why. But anyway, this has been a Transformerless Transformer review. So y'all have a good one, and I promise you I'm not going to be doing this too often. It's just, like I said, I couldn't make a normal sized length review of that. So anyway, talk to y'all later. Take care. Freehand experimentation time. Now, I was talking about the poseability in his head. He can look down about that far, look up, and of course, you can twist his head all the way around until, he's good and dead at this point. Also, you can see he's got the yellow eyes like the G1 figure had. If you want to take and give him red eyes like the cartoon had, they've got this screw right here. And I was reading on some Transformers forum where his head is extremely easy to take apart and paint just the eyes red. So you don't have to worry about trying to get in there with some little detail in there and fix it. It's very, very easy to do from what I understand. I like the yellow eyes, so I'm leaving them. As far as similarities go, I mean, they really did do a very good job of copying everything over. I mean, let me just lay this down so I can get some light. You can look at the shoulder design on the G1 version. Oh, come on, focus. And Really, the only thing it's actually missing is the little arrow, which I can live without that. In his waist, they did it slightly different. The record and stop buttons actually have record and stop on them, where this it's a sticker underneath, and really the waist piece is very low detail. Of course, it's like 700 years old, so. But just going through everything, the level of detail and the level of attention that they put onto this is very good. Like, this is a little bit different. This right here is opposite of this one, where on this one, they're the exact same sticker. But, you can look at the forearms. The detailing is almost exactly the same. Missing a triangle above that panel line. No big deal. I think it more than makes up for it with that red paint application right there. But really, really do like this. Let me go ahead and shut this camera down for now. I said, oh, wrong button. So here are the cassettes. They've got two sides. They've got this side that's painted to look like a cassette, and this side that pretty much looks nothing like cassettes, because this is where all the robot detail is. Okay, so we've got Frenzy, Rumble, and I will not call this one Rumble and this one Frenzy. Not going to happen. Ravage. This is too many names to keep track of. Laserbeak, and this guy, who I will not grace with the name. I mean, why? I realize that would have been a whole nother mold, but I'd have much rather had Ratbat than Buzzsaw. Oh, darn it, I just named him. And then for Frenzy and Rumble, you've got this little pack of accessories that has the little wings that go on their back that are also their pistols. They have their little pounding arms. And this part right here that just confuses me. I'll show you that once I actually get into the review. But let me go ahead and transform these guys, and I'll show another up-close and personal view of them. And here are all the cassettes in their robot and beast and everything else modes. Really is very well done, I believe. Especially considering they incorporate all their accessories that used to be separate. Still, like I said, I really do want to know what in the world this is for.